You ready, Kanea McCray?
I'm
We are
ready.
now we are now live. Welcome to the Candy Shop today, part two of our discussion from yesterday. So, Kanea, you got it straight, boo.
Yes.
All right. So again, I have Kanea. Anybody that wants to join, especially from Tuskegee University, I will definitely send you the link to our show, the StreamYard, and the ladies that we had yesterday. I definitely want to thank them, Artrell and Hannah, for coming on and supporting me and what I'm trying to do with the candy shop. So thank you, ladies, so much. Black women, like I said, I everything black. That's what I'm going for. And let me get to some of these comments. Hey, Hannah, if you want to come on again today, it's fine. That's up to you, though. And thank you. She said we look so beautiful.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
you. So we're gonna start with Tuskegee University. So because of goddamn, I know who show your shirt. This is my
Yeah.
favorite sweatshirt. So if you saw me voting this, oh well, I washed it. I washed the shirt. But stand up Tuskegee, ball and parlay, whether sunny or gray, we gonna ball and parlay. That's what we came to do. Yes, TU, I love HBCUs, and I wanted to spend a couple of minutes talking about that. Hannah says, "Thank you for inviting her yesterday." Yes, Hannah, I loved you. I used you for my clip today because I love you. You're like one of my favorite Falk group people. So definitely much love to the Falk group and much love to you, Hannah, as well. Going back to Tuskegee, yes, yes. I get into tears talking about Tuskegee
I
sometimes.
know. Yeah.
I love it. Every person needs to experience an HBCU, or every black person needs to experience it at one point. And just so you all know, HBCUs are historically black, meaning they're not all black now. There are white students that attend as well, but it's an experience for us. It's where we don't feel like the minority. It's a family, and we are taught to hold our own with other people. So
Yep.
I will forever be grateful to Tuskegee and everything that it's taught me. It molded me into the woman and the businesswoman that I am, and I will forever be grateful. Did you want to give some
Yep.
thoughts on that as well?
Yep. It was my favorite experience. The high school that I went to in Baltimore was pretty much an all-white high school. But I did not grow up in an all-white neighborhood. That's just where we moved when I got, into my high school years. But Tuskegee has been the best place ever. I actually went to Tuskegee because they gave me the most money for my scholarship.
That's
And
that's my
yep.
story.
Mhm. Yeah. And then I just think that it was, meant to be. And I love Tuskegee at that. I still have recurring dreams that I am running late for class. Like, I don't really understand why I still have that dream. And, I'm in my 30s. But But yes, so I love
Yeah.
Tuskegee. Even to this day, on their Instagram page, and I'm watching pictures of the yard and things like that. I can literally still picture myself in those exact same spots as if I was there today. Yeah, I really love Tuskegee. All my professors, my friends, my organizations that I was in, Rave Review, of course. Woo
Yeah.
woo. Yeah,
Review.
we were both in a modeling organization. We both ran it, and
President.
also.
Yeah,
Yep.
say Kanea was the president, I was the vice president. So
Yes. Yep. So those are my thoughts about Tuskegee.
yes. And so Hannah says she regrets not attending an HBC. She said, but she was on a full academic scholarship, and that's good because my thing is, as a black person, regardless of where you go, the fact that you had that chance to go to college and like you said, a full scholarship for free, that's still good. So Hannah, you will always be an honorary HBCU student for me, and the fact that you went to a PWI, there's nothing wrong with that as well. You're still college educated, and that's a beautiful thing. So I want to move on from that, but I do have to shout out Tuskegee University, my school. It's our homecoming. If COVID wasn't going on, we would be there. I would have been partying right now. I have my martini, my signature martini here. I would have been on the yard or in the woods, white tint with it. So what I want to do right now, though, is I want to shout out an alumni. I think I'm going to start doing that, shouting out businesses with every show that I do. So this is from Nicole Griffin. She's a fellow alumni of Tuskegee University, and she sent me this. Like, you know, Kanea, me and you both have babies, and we're trying to get our stomachs back. I'm not going to show you all my stomach, but she sent me this. Let me put it in. It's the Ultimate Body Applicator, so it's something that you can put on your stomach. And then she also sent these teas for me. It's like a skinny girl tea. She put it in a little baggie. This is a sample. It was only $20. And so far, well, I cannot wait to try it. For one, I like the packaging. It's very professional. It came on time. So don't believe the hype that black people, black business is not on time and they don't take care of the customers, because she took care of me and she was very persistent. And I appreciate that. So I'm going to definitely try her product. I will have the description in the, I will have her link in the description, but it's like a skinny tea, and I ended up getting, let me open the bag up actually. So I got the keto tea, because I'm a tea drinker, but she has coffees too. My lighting, it's like I can't even do it. The keto tea, sorry. Keto tea, a sleepy tea, because I love sleepy time tea. And I got the super greens, because I like greens as well. So make sure you check her out. Her name is Nicole Griffin Wilson, Tuskegee alumni, black businesswoman. That's what we do all day. That's going to be my saying. So now let's go to our first topic. So I wanted to expound. Oh, let's Hannah say something. I regret not attending the HBC. But, oh, okay. So that was already there. All right. So I'm going to go to my first topic, which is pick me. So I'm gonna allow you to talk, and then I'm gonna go on. I don't know if you knew the full definition. If you look it up, we talked about it yesterday. We touched on it a little bit, but we didn't talk about it in full depth. Are you muted, Kanea? You muted yourself. I'm gonna unmute you.
I got it.
Okay.
But I had to mute it because, you know, little baby. For those of you who don't know, who didn't watch yesterday's show, Pick Me is a woman who puts other women down in favor of a man because she's trying to get that man's attention, or she wants to be chose. So you know, I don't like pick me's. You know, as I said yesterday, I'm going to keep reiterating this. You know, as an alpha female, I know some women nowadays in 2020, they don't even like the word female, but I'm old school. So as an alpha female, that doesn't fly with me because I can hold my own. I can get my own, whether it's, you know, in the workplace or, you know, not in the workplace, personal life and relationships and things like that. I haven't ever had a problem getting attention or getting a man, things like that. And even if I did, I wasn't raised. I'm not really sure if they were raised that way. It's confusing to me, you know. I'm not really sure why a woman would feel the need to put down another woman or anyone in general to please a man's ego. And that's all it is. To make a man feel better about himself, you have to like stroke it, you know. Like Jill Scott does the little stroke thing, you know. I don't understand that.
Crown Royal.
So if there are any pick-me's out there, do not be afraid to help me understand your truth. Live it. Because if that's what you are, you know, and you know that's what you are, it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative term for you. Come and explain, you know, stand your ground, explain yourself. Candace, what you got to say?
I definitely agree, because there are some women that like being pick-me's, and my thing is this with being a pick-me. So a pick-me is a woman, like you said, that is going to put down another woman in order to uplift a man. It's kind of like misogynoir or whatever. It's misogyny, but dealing with it as a woman. I'll say that. And so, let me go to the comments. I don't like it. I'm not. Oh, hey, Shakita. Hey, girl. But I'm not going to shame another woman in order to uplift a man. I'm a girl's, and I said this yesterday, I am a girl's girl. So I'm all about women empowerment. I don't want to shame pick-me's as well, because if there's a woman that likes doing that, then that's them. But hopefully they're happy with themselves. That's the main thing that I'm concerned that I want. I'm not gonna say concerned about, but I want a woman to be happy within her own skin where she won't have to put down other women to get whatever she wants in regards to men. Now for me, I grew up with a single mom. And so people might talk about that. They might say I'm so independent because I didn't grow up with a dad. But I had other men in my family that were there for me. So I
Right.
can't say that I just hate men because I know that we need men as well as a helpmate, but I'm not living my life to get a man. Now I'm secure in myself. I know what I want to do. And if a man happens to decide to want to be with me, more power to him. And that is what happened in my life. So I don't never want to shame anybody because there are women that are okay with being pick me. They're okay with it. But that's just something that I'm not okay with because I feel like there's more self-worth in what we do. So
Yeah. And a deep down, a man really, I don't think that a man would settle for a pick me, but that's
mm-hmm.
not what he really wants. He wants someone to, be on his level, but still allows him to lead the household. So at the end of the day, you know, and that brings me to this thing, like maybe it's something that's subconscious. They don't know that they're doing it. You know me, I'm always the optimistic person. Hey, trying to give
Yes.
everyone the benefit of the doubt. I've been like that my whole life. I don't know. I don't even know why I
And
wasn't raised like that.
I was pessimistic. I grew up, and what's crazy is you're from Baltimore. I'm from Milwaukee. Milwaukee is smaller than Baltimore, but I don't trust people, so I'm always like, what? No, They throwing shade. They
Yes. So I'm
so.
thinking maybe it's subconscious. Maybe sometimes the comments or the things that they say, they don't know that they're saying it until it comes out, and then someone checks them. I don't know, but and I'm thinking, and it also brings me to the question about women who pray to have a husband, or
Uh,
the women who live their life looking for a man.
yeah.
Women who say, I'm ready to be in a relationship right now. I've been single for too long. I'm ready to be in a relationship right now. Like, I don't know anyone else's experience, but from my experience, that is not how you get a husband. You have
Yeah,
to
true.
be true to yourself, be a strong woman, be strong for yourself, and then someone will come along, that way. I don't think that it works as if you just keep praying, 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 without working on yourself first. So, because
Mm-hmm.
you always got to work on yourself first. And by putting down other women, that bad karma could come towards you and you still won't get a man. So it's like you got to put that good energy out there to receive the good energy, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree, and with because I know what you're talking about. We're praying for a man. A lot of people believe Sierra prayed for her man, but I'm under well, under the impression that she prayed for herself. That's what I saw. She prayed for herself to be better, and then the man came along. So she wasn't praying for a husband. She was praying for just renewing herself. Um, as for praying for a man, to each his own. That's not my personal prayer. Like I said, and I have no shame in my game. You guys can judge me if you want to, but I've been married twice. Um, with my first marriage, that was my high school sweetheart. It didn't work out. He ended up getting somebody else pregnant while we were married. So once we got divorced, I started dating and I happened to meet my current husband. And at that time, I wasn't looking for a husband. I was just trying to do me.
Yep.
But and then finding myself, a man found me. So it's up to everybody. I don't want to say anybody is wrong in what they do, but definitely make sure that you are okay with you yourself before anything. And I'm not as I feel like with pick me's, if you're shaming women to to get a man, that's something you're gonna have to deal with later on, because that's the definition of a pick me. And if you're happy with doing that, more power to you. If you want to live your life like that, more power to you. But that, for me, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to uplift Black women. I'm a girl's girl. I grew up with a single mother. I have nothing but sisters. I actually have 5 sisters. I grew up with 2, and I have 3 that I didn't grow up with. And so I love women. That's just me. I'm gonna always support us. Though there are times that we might not agree, but I'd rather have that conversation with a woman or with anybody in order to just come together. Because in the end, we are all that we have, especially with this president right now. We are definitely all that we have. So I'm all for women empowerment. And like I said, I put this post on my Facebook page. If there is a woman out there that has her own business, definitely inbox me. I want to showcase your product. I am a paying customer. I'm not trying to have you send me free products. I'm willing to pay for your product. So definitely inbox me. I want to showcase it on my show and get it out there. I just want to uplift us. I feel rewarded by doing that, because I feel like I'm helping another Black woman, and she's helping me by giving me her product. So so we can. Did you have anything else to say, Kanea, on the pick me conversation? Because I mean, it's there. I'll say this, when I first heard the term, I was like, what the hell is that, a pick me? And so at first I was offended, because I was like, what? So when I looked it up, I knew. I was like, oh, okay, that's not me. But yeah, it was interesting. It's been out for 2 or 3 years, and actually Black Twitter had a hashtag uh tweet like a pick me or whatever, and that was hilarious. So y'all gotta, whoever's out there watching this, definitely make sure you search for that on Twitter, because that was hilarious.
That's sad that it actually came to have it, like it got so bad that it actually had to become a whole term in itself.
Yes, because, and this is the thing, Black women, we are shamed for so much stuff. That's why if there's a woman out there twerking, I don't have a problem with that, because that is a facet of what we do. That's our culture. So if she wants to twerk, if she wants to show her body, more power to her. Like I don't shame her. If she's secure in who she is, that's what she does. But don't try to act like Black women, we're the bed wench. We're just this awful person. We're nothing but sexualized. And you want to make our sexuality negative because you're turned on by it.
Exactly.
Sorry. So I'm very supportive of it. And we're so quick to judge each other, but we allow them to get away with a lot of stuff. I will say that. So I'm not judging us. So if you want to be a pygmy, be a pygmy. If you don't want to be one, more power to you. So oh, and I want to hear what Hannah says. She says, say that I want a man, but don't need one. However, happy I have a great one. Yes. So as an alpha female, we are happy that we still have a man, because regardless of how independent you are, you still want that helpmate. My speaker just turned on. I don't know what it's doing. But did you have anything else to say on that topic, or what you want to do? Okay, so we can go to the next topic. And again, if you're joining us, if you want to come on, I will send you the link. Just inbox me and I'll let you know. So our next topic is, are Black women too strong? And so I guess I'll get started on this one. So this is a hard question. Um, hmm. It's a loaded question. I don't necessarily think Black women are too strong, but I feel like some Black men may view us as too strong. But the thing is, though, what'd you say, Kanan?
Because they weak.
The thing is, though, we as Black women still need that empathy. We still need a shoulder to cry on, because we're still human like everybody else. Yes, because of our situation and what we may have been through, it has made us stronger. I feel like Black women, I'm not going to say strong, we are some of the most resilient women that are out there, because we can go through a situation and still come back and be like brand new. So we are very resilient. But that does not take away the fact that we do want that empathy from different areas. We still need a shoulder to cry on. And a lot of times we're the ones there supporting each other. Even though it is funny to me that black men try to create this narrative that we're catty against each other. In the end, though, when you think about black women, we still will support each other. It's not always competitive, and it's not always um oh, she's wrong and this that and the other. Because I'll tell you this: if anybody comes to me, regardless of if they're my enemy, if I feel a type of way about this situation, I'm going to support them regardless, and that's just me. But you can go ahead.
Yep. In terms of the fact that we're more resilient, I don't even think that it comes from just being black. That's just how certain people were raised, because
Mm-hmm.
there are some black women that are weak, that don't take care of their children, don't know how to don't know how to run a household, don't know how to keep a job and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
so when if you have a black man in your life, or if you have someone in your life that says, I should get with XYZ, or black women are too strong. Like it's too many podcasts out there with, or comments that I see with this type of viewpoint. Black women are too strong. I should have got with someone of a different race because I don't have to deal with the quote unquote attitude. Everybody has attitude, baby. Hence the whole term Karen. That did not come from being nice and passive and oh yes, no, that came from that's her attitude. That's what that is. And so,
Yes.
it's a huge, it's a double standard, honestly. And are
Mm-hmm.
black women too strong? We just do what needs to be done. Period. If you have a woman that is strong in your household, then that's good for you, because you're able to relax and focus on what you have to do, while the woman is actually helping the show, be ran.
Mm-hmm.
So are black women too strong? Black women are just like everyone else. Point
Yeah.
blank period. It's not, I don't want to be with a black woman because of she has too much attitude and things like that. I saw this comment from someone that said, don't get with a black woman because she no, if you want to please a black man, if you want to please a man, just say what you have to say, but don't say it with an attitude. And it's like, it seems like as soon as we speak, someone says it's with an attitude. Myself, I'm very militant. I'm militant in the household. I'm militant at work. I actually wanted to join the military, but I did, and I wanted to join the police force here in Washington, D.C., but I did not, because I did not want to be away from my children for the camp that they have. And also, I did not join the military. I didn't pursue that. I could have. Someone told me later on in life, after I got older, that I could have, but they said I couldn't join because I have asthma. But then someone else told me that I could have still reached out to another recruiter and they would have allowed me to, join. But yes, I'm very militant. I'm straight to the point. And so when I speak like this a lot. And sometimes it does come off as if I have an attitude, but that's not what it is. I've had one manager that still manages me. He's not my direct supervisor, but I can still go to him if I, have questions or things like that. That has told me I see your passion. And so that's what it
Mm-hmm.
is. It's not having an attitude. It's if you have someone, a black woman speaking to you like this, she's being passionate. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to kind of look past the layers, especially if it's a black woman that that you're in the bed with, that you see every single day. Are you seriously telling me that you can't look past the layers and see what the actual problem is? Is your ego that huge that you can't say, okay, hold on, this is what the actual issue is. Let me step back from myself to actually hear what she's saying. Even if that black woman is yelling. I saw this. Now, I live in the DMV. I live in Forestville. And so that's PG County, baby. And I'm not taking away nothing from Baltimore. because I rarely go to Baltimore because I don't like the hour drive. But I saw this one girl who was literally, I was going to get some crabs, and she was she was short, cute little light brown skin girl, looked like the nicest thing, but out her mouth, baby, she was like da 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 in the dude's face. She was complaining about something that was going on in their life. I couldn't really follow it. I was trying to, but
Mm-hmm.
da 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 da, and he was just standing there so quiet and listening. So I don't know if he was just doing that because they were in public and things like that, because you never know what goes on behind closed doors. That's a whole nother topic that we'll discuss another day. But you never know what goes on
Yeah.
behind closed doors. But sometimes men, black men, when you're with your black woman, just stop and listen. That's what my husband does for me. I'm a Scorpio, he's an Aries. I'm a zodiac person, so I like to read zodiac signs. And I don't like to blame behavior on that zodiac. But yes, he has a quick temper. But when it comes to Kanea, he does not have a quick temper. It's so weird. It's flipped. And so me being a Scorpio, I'm so like fiery and passionate, and I will flip off in any minute. Whatever comes to the forefront of my brain, I'm saying it. And if you're not listening, then yes, sometimes I do go to the extreme. This man will sit and stop and listen. And he shows emotion, but he never like just gets all emotional and sporadic and violent. And he doesn't do that. He stops and listens. He leads while I'm getting all my stuff out. He actually sits and listens and leads. And so if you're with a black woman, or ladies, if you have a man who makes you feel inferior because he feels like, oh, she's too strong, or if you have ever heard that if you're single and you have ever heard that from somebody, then don't let that go to your head. It's all a myth. It's all a myth. And what happens is you'll have someone who is inferior of your strength try to say things to put you down. It's like a male pick me. For real though. It's a male pick me. They trying to put you down because they're insecure about them in their own life, saying, oh, I should have got with a white woman, or I only like white women, knowing that your mother is black. If you reproduce, then your daughter will be black.
Mm-hmm.
So that term, that those words that you say, might not affect the woman that you're speaking to, or you might not care, but you're going to eat your words one day if you don't change that mindset. It's a mindset shift that you got to change.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree, and I'll just say this: it's women in general, because we as black women at times are assertive. They take that as being aggressive, and it's not aggressive. It's just us feeling a way about something. So I agree with everything that you said, Kanea. Um, I don't think we're too strong. I think that at times we might feel passionate or be assertive about a situation, but because we are black, it is labeled as us being aggressive or too strong, and that's not the case, because women in general, if they feel passionate about something, regardless of the color, they're gonna say it. So I can see white women doing this. I can see Latino women, Asian, whatever. We as women are just passionate about how we feel about things, and we are communicators. So but I hate that as a black woman I get labeled as aggressive, or I get labeled as too strong, or I get labeled as the angry black woman. So I'm going
Exactly.
to leave it at that, and I'm going to go to one of our last topics with, are we magical? So I'm going to let you start this off, Kanea.
Yes. Go. No, I am not a myth. I'm a human being, just like everyone else. If you have to, back when I was in college, I had a public speaking class, and I would just think to myself, you know what? She get her cycle just like I do. He poops and goes to the bathroom just like I do. Things like that. And so everyone is a human. If you're at work and you're sitting in front of, like, if you have a visit from one of the top people in the company, why would you run around and acting all crazy and things like that? No, everyone, you might have a different position in life, but everyone is pretty much the same. And so when people say like things like, you know, black girl magic and things like that, black girl magic, it it comes across as, now I do understand what they're trying to do on a global scale is uplift the self-esteem of black women. I can understand that, because we have not, and still do not have enough representation on television and in the media. But what should be encouraged is, what happened to the saying it takes a village? It's like that went away, and it's like you're trying to focus on black women. It's what happened to the black family dynamic? Instead of just focusing on black women, let's focus on the black family. I'm cool with it saying, I'm cool with the saying black love. That's very popular now. Black love, hashtag black love. Hashtag black family matters. But when you say things like black girl magic, first of all, I don't even like the term girl. You know what I'm saying? You gonna buy something today, gal? You know, that's from my favorite movie.
The Color Purple.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm not a girl. I'm a woman, baby. Get it together. So whoever, I want to know who came up with that term, girl. You know, we're women. Thank you, first of all, because now this is another thing. I have so many things that go through my brain. You'll say black girl, but then would you say white women?
Yeah.
So no, we're not
white women magic.
We're not
what did Lauren? I was going to say Lauryn Hill. Jennifer Lopez said brown girl magic.
I mean, you know, what
trying to feed her this, Taylor.
She needs to respond. Like, if she really wants to get her, if she really wants that clout that she's secretly seeking for, then she needs to respond to that. She'll say something. She'll say something just like how a white woman would say something, and then get everybody all riled up, and then fall back in the shadows. She needs to respond. Point blank. Period. If she really from the Bronx, okay, I'm calling all the from the Bronx. If she really from the Bronx, she will respond. I know you have publicists and things like that, but respond. Who's telling you to say these things? Is this really you, J-Lo? Is it, or is your publicist saying, hey, we'll go ahead and let this side, go ahead and say that. That'll get everyone riled up for a second. No, own it.
Yes. And thank you, Kiana. Your sister said we look cute.
Hi,
So with the are we magical thing, of course, you know, I have never liked this term of the black girl magic. I do understand, because you know my mother likes it. It's a lot of black women that like it, and it uplifts us as a black community. But for me, it makes us subhuman. Because when you go back to, let's say, back in the slavery days, where we had to be so strong, we had to always go above and beyond the mamies and nursing, the wet nurses, or as you can say. I just don't like it. We have feelings like everybody else. We are not this workhorse. When you look at the medical system, it's a lot of despair. I don't even know how to say the word disparities. I'm a little tipsy, but it's a lot. I'll just say it's a difference that for some reason black women do not a lot of times make it in the hospitals, because they think we can take pain more than other races. And I don't like that. And a part of that has to do with this whole subhuman black girl magic thing. And I know I'm putting a negative spin on it, but I won't ever like that term. I don't like it, because it's like, it's subhuman. We are human like everybody else. We yes, we put forth more effort, but we put forth more effort because it goes back to being resilient in our community, things that we've gone through. But the thing is, though, we did what we had to do, because those were the cards that were dealt to us. But that does not negate the fact that we still need the emotional support. We need to be nurtured. We need to be taken care of. We need a lot of things. As a young black woman, young black girls and young black women are seen older than their white counterparts. And it's like, why are they seen this way? Why are young little black girls punished harder Why are in the medical system? Why are we hurt, or why do people think we can take pain? It's because of ideals like black girl magic and this subhuman type of idea. So
Yep.
I don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't like it because I'm just like the white woman. I need to be taken care of too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
We
I'm
need
sorry.
help. We need help, and it's like they only think that we need help if we're on welfare or if you get food stamps and things like
And
that.
the
No,
thing is, though, we are not the majority on food stamps and welfare. That's the white community that's on it. And statistically, you know what? I might add that to the description. Black women are the most educated women in this country.
yes.
We go to college. We do a lot, and it's not magical. It's because of just who we are. It's in our DNA. So it's
Mm-hmm.
nothing magical about that. That is just, like I said, who we are. We are always going to succeed because it's in our DNA and it's in our blood to do that. We are what is the saying? We're the hope and the dream of the slave. So for my ancestors, I'm doing this for them. For my great grandfather, who was the first black county commissioner in the state of Texas, I'm doing this for him. It's nothing magical about it. It's just that's in my DNA to do it. So I,
Exactly.
not to now for women that love the black girl magic and it helps them, that is all good for you. But what I'm doing is not magical. It's just it's just real. So
Yeah. These are just our opinions to
yeah,
try to get you to think outside of the box rather than
yeah.
what's just shown to you on your box that's sitting on your
Hmm.
wall. And so, you know, hey, we are in I like to spin things to make you think to make you think critically. So if you have a manager and or if you have an owner of a company and the owner of a company has their managers that need to manage, you don't want to you don't want to I just literally forgot my train of thought. But basically if you're an owner of a company and you have someone that's working for you, all you have to do is uplift that person, and it's you're not gonna put them on a higher pedestal, that like they're not the face of the company basically. And so you don't look at black women as, hey, this woman, she can do this and she can do that and she can do that, and then soon as something goes wrong, she's canceled, and then next thing you know, you have a new face of the company. And that's in all that pressure. It's like it seems like it's just so much pressure when I watch shows that come on BET and they're advertising for Black Girl Magic and things like that, and you have this woman that that can sing very well, or she's a philanthropist, things like that. But we rarely hear about regular women that are,
Hmm.
running these households and things like that. We always hear about the top dogs that are in the forefront, like Oprah or Beyonce.
Serena,
Yeah,
Serena playing sports, but we never, not to cut you off, we never hear about everyday black women like what we are. And
right.
so, as a like, I'm a me myself am a black woman that works in the corporate world. I've been in management, and so there are things that I deal with every day. And it's sometimes it's hard, and I don't know who to go to. So it's like I want to create that forum that where we can go to, because there's a lot of intelligent black women out there that are in the corporate world that need a support circle. I
Mm-hmm.
will say that. It's a lot of us in management. It's a lot of us having our own businesses.
Right.
So I definitely want this to be the forum for that. And you can go ahead and continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, no, that's fine. I like that. The forum for black women who are human. We're not magic. We're running. I don't. Majority of us are in the middle class, and so
Mhm.
we have lower class, upper class, middle class, and so we want to be inclusive of every black woman that are within those classes, because we have all been there or trying to get up to the next level and to raise our families. Because at the end of the day, I haven't come across any black woman that says, well, I'm not here for my family.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have children, even if you're a mom of a pet, even
Hmm.
you still still like to take care of family, even whether it's your husband or whether it's, your nieces or nephews, or maybe you work at a school or something like that. Everyone is different people that can be considered as family, but at the end of the day, you still want to be treated, as a human being rather than this some magical person that comes in and saves the day, especially
And
if
and
you're like,
nobody I was gonna
right,
say, and nobody looks after her. We
exactly.
They want us to be magical and save the day and be this superwoman, but no, we're not meant to be superwoman. And I look at my mother, not to cut you off, Kanea, but my mother raised 3 Black women on her own. And it's not that the fact that she wanted to, but that those were the cards that were dealt to her. And yes, some Black men may say, well, whatever choices she made, that was her fault. But no, well, if it was her fault, she took lemons and made lemonade, because all of us went to school. I graduated from Tuskegee with a sales and marketing degree. My sister, she didn't finish at Clark, but she attended Clark. She's in her last year. And then my baby sister finished at Kennesaw State. So she didn't go to an HBCU, but she's still college educated. And we are all doing well for ourselves because my mother set the standard for us. And my mother actually just finished with her master's this year. So she waited, thank you. She waited to go to school once we finished school. She sacrificed her time. Oh, I want to see. We have a new comment. She said, the corporate world is so hard. This is for Just Me TV. So our trail, she says, the corporate world is so hard on Black women. They also have these roles that they want you to fit in. You can't, let me put on my glasses. You can't just be a quirky, cool chick. You have to be no nonsense and bossy.
That is literally, yes, that's literally what I was, sorry
agree
to
with
cut
that.
you off. I was going to literally touch on that. Like, who is going to be the person that advocates for Black women? Because we always have to advocate for ourselves. Who's going to advocate for us? Because we offer all this support for everyone else, especially in the workplace. And who's
Mm-hmm.
going to advocate for us? We have all these ideas and we're excited to be at this job and things like that. So we're offering up everything. And then what happens is they just pick and steal all of your ideas to uplift themselves and then leave you with nothing high and dry. And
Well,
it's like,
what do you do? What do you do with a manager though? I had a Black manager that a lot of times I was a manager. I was a manager myself. My company restructured. And so now I'm no longer a manager. I'm in a senior role. I got to keep my salary. I got to keep all the capabilities that I had as a manager, but I just don't have direct reports now. But my so-called manager took a lot of my ideas. She was a Black woman, took a lot of my ideas and used it to be put in place to where she is. And it's like, what do you say about that? And then she came back. She talked about how when her daughter enters the corporate world, she wants women to look after her, but she didn't look after women herself. So it's like, how do you trust other Black women in the corporate world? Because I know it's a lot of women out there that do not like working for a Black manager. But when I was a manager, I've been manager twice. When I first got out of college, I was a manager. And then recently, in my role at my current company, I was a manager. And so in both roles, I wanted to help people, not just Black women, but I wanted to help people in general. I wanted to develop them, and I wanted people to perform at their optimal level. But what do you say to those women that do not like working for other Black women? Because at times I've dealt with people that didn't trust me as a Black manager.
oh, that is so unfortunate. I came from a
Mm-hmm.
company that was all Black, and yes, I had my direct supervisor was Black. The people that were on the same level as me were Black, and I was the person that was bullied in the workplace. And so it
Mm-hmm.
had nothing to do with my work ethic or anything, because I have the same work ethic at my new company that I had there. I simply think it was, you know, they were pick me's in the workplace. Honestly, pick me. They were trying to be chose by the manager, better known as brown nosing. So, but I would have to say, I don't, because my manager is a Black woman. And
Mm-hmm.
I've told you this 100,000 times that you and her act identical. You guys acted like she's older than you are, but y'all have the same like when I talk to her, I feel like I'm talking to you sometimes.
Mhm.
It's a blessing to me because I feel like I kind of get to work with my best friend again. So
Aw.
I don't have that problem out of my manager, who is a Black woman. And I think it comes from management. I think it comes from the owners of the company, and everything always trickle down. And so if you are dealing with that at your
Mhm.
place of work, then it's going to take a lot of patience. And the best thing for you to do is write everything down and record what you can record. And then if you're not in a state where you can actually use recordings to your benefit because of the laws there, then whatever you record, then go back home and write it down after you have already recorded it on your device. But you have to CYOA, and everybody knows what that means. Cover your own in the workplace. And I live by that. I actually tell my associates that CYOA, look out for yourself.
Yeah.
Point blank period. I train you to be a certain way and to do things a certain way. But at the end of the day, you still have to look out for yourself, which is why I train, to the level of how I work. Because I don't want nothing coming back at me. And if I really don't understand. I still do think the whole pick me and the brown nosing is a self-esteem issue. I really do
Yeah.
think I think it's a self-esteem issue, and I can't even say that it's a demographic issue because my previous job was right up here in DC, and I still work in the same area, so I can't say that it's a demographic issue, even though it seems like it might be, but it's a self-esteem issue.
Yes. So Kiana said it's because it's competition, blacks against black. That's why people don't care for black managers, especially women. And she also said if you are a black female with a black manager female, it's them against you or you against them. And that's correct. Because I will say this, when we restructured, I feel like my manager straight up threw me under the bus in order to get in her role. And so I have to look at it like this. Well, what's meant for me will be for me. And
Yeah.
so, yes, I have to prove myself again as a manager, and I have to decide if this is the company for me. And like I said, it was a blessing for me to keep my managerial salary because a lot of companies won't do that. They'll demote you and then take away your salary. But for me to keep my salary in a lesser role, that is a blessing for me. So that's the one thing that's on the bright side. Now, as for this manager though that I worked under, I respect her. There are things that I didn't agree with, but I'm afraid to talk to her because she's exposed herself. She's things that I've shared with her. She's mentioned that she shared with other managers. So I'm like, and I guess she felt guilty about it, but it's like, damn, like I'm looking at you as an ally, and you're sharing with other people what we're talking about, and so that's another question too. Should we view other black women as allies in the office, or are there still competition as well? Because as a black woman, we all know our struggle. We know what we go through. We cannot say that it's, let me take these glasses off. We cannot say that it's not there. The struggle is there and the struggle is real. But the thing is though, are we gonna allow ourselves to compete with each other, or are we gonna work together for the greater good?
My,
Kiana said something. She said, I personally only had this problem several times in both roles, me as a manager and me having a manager in that category. Tethers under me hated me, and what is she? Is that Tethers under me hated me, or the manager hated me? Maybe she meant others under me. But I agree, Kiana. I agree 100%. What were you about to say, Kanan?
Maybe it's just in Georgia. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's not
I
in
think
Georgia.
that
What? Not to cut you off, I will say this: when I worked in Texas, we all worked together and we were happy. When I got to Georgia, people did compete here. And it was so crazy to me. I started an entry level job when I first moved to Georgia. First of all, when I moved to South Georgia, I didn't have a job. It was so hard to find a job down there because everybody got work based off of who they knew, who their family was. So I had to move. We had to move to Atlanta. When I moved to Atlanta and worked in insurance, I got an insurance job. The people were competitive, and I'm like, what are we competing for? Aren't we working together? But no, every job that I've had here in Atlanta is very competitive amongst black people, and I hate to say that. Whereas in Texas, I never felt like I was competing. Like I felt like I can perform and there was room for everybody. Actually, at one of my first jobs after college in Texas, when I was promoted to manager, one of my friends was promoted to manager of a team as well. So we were both managers. It was room for everybody and it was not competitive. But Atlanta, I don't know if it's because there's so many black people here or what, but it feels so competitive and I hate that.
I know the feeling. I can feel it. It's like all that tension, and it's like you never get to breathe. You can't
Yeah.
make money, and you can't make money that way. I don't understand. Like if you're working for a company and you are a man, if you're that manager, you can't make money that way at all. You if you have your associates or the people that work under you, if they always feel like they have to walk on eggshells and they're literally not doing anything, then something is wrong with you. I wish that there was a way that we can, get this message out there faster, because that is a huge problem for and it's a bad stereotype for you to go to a new job and you're on an interview, or if you have someone coming in and you say, oh Lord, she a black woman, I'm gonna have problems with her and things like that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's
I want to
terrible.
talk about our chose comment. She said there are also a lot of women here in Atlanta, which it is because they try to come after men too. She said, I've never seen so many thirsty, competitive women. Exactly. Because our trail, a lot of us are not from Atlanta. But it's like here, like I want to get out of Atlanta so bad. I don't like it. Kiana said it's in every state, including Louisiana. Black women don't like black women, even in Africa. Um, when I lived in Texas, I had a black manager, and yes, I didn't like how she came at me sometimes, but it wasn't so competitive and she wasn't so disrespectful. With my current manager now, yes, sometimes I want to reach out to her because she told me, she was like, I hope you'll reach out to me, but it's just a trust thing. I'm afraid to do it. And it's like, I don't know what you're going to share with other people because she's in it for herself. So if whatever I'm saying helps her, she will throw me completely under the bus. She'll be driving the bus that day and then throw me under it.
So when I'm talking to my manager, I've learned this from working at my previous company, but when I'm talking to my manager, even though she reminds me of you, I still act like I'm talking to the CEO.
Yeah.
And yes, we might say some things, but it will never, you will never be able to say Kanea said this or Kanea said that. It will always be like a general, like I'm always gonna, you'll never be able to get an actual opinion from me. It's always going to sound as if I'm speaking directly from the company. And that's because it's a form of PTSD. I had PTSD bad when I went to my new company, and I always thought,
Oh.
oh my God, they have to get me. Oh my God, they have to get me, and all this other stuff. And then after year one, it kind of went away. And then after year two, it went away some more. And then now we're in year three, and it's kind of totally gone. But I've moved up so fast in the company, and that's another reason why I say it trickles down from the top. Because sometimes, even though the reason why I said that you might need to write things down, because you might have to reach out and lean on HR and then hold those people accountable. And that's like having a second job in itself. One job, you got to go to work and do your job. Second job, your second job is you have to write everything down, and then you have to type it up, and then you have to send it to HR, and then go through all of the protocols and things like that. That's like having two jobs. But if you like that job and if you like the money and that's what it takes until you move on to the next, then that's what you're gonna have to do. But I always say, don't go out with coworkers. Don't add your coworkers on social media. If you do add them on social media, put them on a restricted account. There's ways to do that. And then also, make a fake account and then add them to that one. Or, it's ways. Don't allow those people in your personal life, because if you're not running the company or if you're not their manager, I always feel like somebody's gonna try to throw me under the bus. I have trust issues in the workplace. Pretty much. I don't trust my customers, and I trust the people that I work with to an extent. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to, you know, just say, hey, guess what XYZ did and all this other stuff. And no, I can't do that, because I tried that at my other job, and it bit me in the ass. It really did. Bad.
How did it bite you in the ass? What happened? Tell us that
Okay.
story.
Aww. Personal testimony. I don't like personal testimony. You know me being a Scorpio, I'm so mysterious. But so we actually all right, so at my other job, they didn't like me because they felt like I was the merchandising manager at Victoria's Secret. I'm just gonna go and put it out there. I was the merchandising manager at Victoria's Secret at one of the locations. And they felt that this is the words that they will always say. We're not on the same page. We're not on the same page. We're not on the same page. It's really killing me to not curse, so I'm not gonna curse. I heard that stuff like every week or every month, every meeting. We're not on the same page. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. And so I was in charge of putting the store together, or, changing the store around and things like that. And so if we didn't make sales, or if we didn't do X, Y, and Z, it's because the marketing wasn't correct and things like that. Mind you, I had a team that was under me that I had to direct. And so, of course, everything falls back on the manager. Whoop-de-whoop. I don't care about that. So in the midst of all of that, so we'll have our hot periods where everybody is like mad at Kanea, and then it'll die down and things like that. Because I worked for this company for a really long time. And so I actually went out with some of my coworkers. We went out to the club and things like that. My cousin went with me. Thank God she was there. And I drank a lot. I had too much to drink. I can't even remember what I drank. We went to Ozio's, downtown DC, right by Connecticut, right off of Connecticut Avenue in Northwest. And so we went there, and I got like really, really wasted. My cousin ended up calling me. She had to call me an Uber back home, and she went her separate ways. But that's how sick I was. And it was like my coworkers, I'm so glad my cousin went with me, but my coworkers were like literally like laughing at me. I felt like I was on the movie Mean Girls. My whole time at that store, I felt like I was on the movie Mean Girls. Yeah. And so that was, what told me, okay, these are not your friends. They only care about what you do at work, and they barely care about that. They just don't like you, period. And so that's why now I have trust issues in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I have trust issues in the workplace. So if I have to give any advice, don't add any of your people to social. Act like you're the manager, basically. If you're the manager, you're definitely not going to add any. Act like you're your manager's manager, basically. You're not going to add anyone to your social media. They don't need to see your personal life. You just work for that company. Even if you own the company, no. There's in the workplace, there's no friends in the workplace. Point blank, period.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I agree with you. Kanea, with going out with your coworkers, I mean, I learned that a long time ago. You definitely have to always be on your P's and Q's in regards to who you go out with at work. I don't usually add a lot of people. I had our troll on yesterday. Our troll is one of the only people that I could trust with that I worked with prior. So it's a sticky situation. I usually don't like work people in my business. I'm not trusting of them when I go out with them after work, because there are times where I've been asked to go out for drink systems before I was a manager. I wouldn't get sloppy drunk, because it's like you always have to be on your P's and Q's, because well, not only are you're a woman, but you're a Black woman, so you have that kind of working against you. People are automatically going to judge you regardless, because you are a Black woman, and so they're waiting for you to mess up. And then, like you said, they were laughing at you. Of course they are, because they're just like y'all are out, but they're competing with you because they want to be in management. So you just never know what they will tell to whoever in order to get ahead. And that's how it is here in Atlanta. I'll say that. It's very competitive, and you never know who's watching you, and you always have to be on your P's and Q's. When you go out for drinks, that's still a business meeting. You always have to conduct yourself at like first impressions are lasting. So it's like here in Atlanta, every time you go somewhere, that's a first impression for wherever you are, regardless of who you're with or where you're at. So I just want to say that. But I want to finally move on. Did you have anything else to add? Our topic was, are we magical?
No.
And yeah, you can say in a sense we're magical. In a sense, I know you said no, but in a sense we're magical, but no. We're not subhuman. We have feelings like everybody else, and we
Yep.
need we need nurturing, and we need empathy like everybody else. Don't ask me to do nothing extra because I'm not doing it.
We're regular people. We just don't have to go to the tanning
Yeah.
salon.
We're just resilient, and we're good at what we do, and there's nothing magical about it. It's just in our DNA.
Yes.
So
Step it up. Natural selection. That's all it is.
yeah. So moving on from that, the last thing is hot topics. So I didn't see a lot going on. I look at the shade room. I'm looking to break a big story. So I had being here in Atlanta. I do have a couple of people that are friends of friends. So I'm looking to have somebody on soon. I'm not gonna say who because I don't want to confirm it until he actually says yes. I don't know if I told you this, Kanan.
You did.
I don't think I. Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna confirm who, but in the near future, I will be having someone bigger than us on. Well, in the entertainment world, I will be having somebody on. I just have to make sure all our strings are tied and everything is good with it. But hot topics. So what's going on? Like I see Saweetie. She's always talking about Birkin bags. Like the Birkin bags look like I'm sorry, I'm not impressed. I know they're expensive. I guess they're popular because they're expensive, but it just doesn't impress me. Coach came back, so I'm interested in Coach.
They said that Birkin bags are so popular because they actually accrue interest over time. Like the longer you have it, the more that it's worth.
Oh, that's interesting.
But
I always
so
not to cut you off.
You would buy it as an investment, but
Baby.
I really don't. Of all the things to invest in, Birkin bags. Who are they paying? Like they are getting so much advertisement. That company is getting so much advertisement. Yeah. It's like
I always wanted a Louis Vuitton bag, and there was a jersey bag that I want that I still may get. I got my red bottoms because my mother bought me my red bottoms. She spoils us. So I got my red bottoms. I just need my Louis bag. I don't want a Birkin. They look like old lady bags to me. I'm just not impressed.
Yeah,
but like you said, they don't depreciate. So I guess
right, we're trendsetters, and so whatever the trend is, you and I rarely follow that, and so you do have some people who follow the trend. Are they pick-me's? I don't know.
No, I wouldn't call them a pick-me. I just feel like, there are people that they call them label holes, but no, I cannot pay like $16,000 for a Birkin bag because I think it's ridiculous. My canard is just being extra right now.
But I'm trying to find out, like, are we being laughed at in other communities because that's all that it seems like they're talking about?
Did you see Sweetie put up that? Sweetie is funny to me because she plays on.
She probably was just, feeling herself, feeling her liquor or whatever she was drinking.
I feel like she panders to black women and she thinks it's cute to be ghetto. That's it. That's all that is. Because in reality, Saweetie I guess she's half Asian, half black. She's a beautiful black. She's a beautiful girl, and she will never know the struggle that we've had in the actual ghetto.
She's talking about Birkin bags, but what she need to be working on is getting one of these from the person.
I know, but like one time,
like, what are your goals? I don't know.
One time I seen her eating ramen noodles and hot Cheetos and
that's her audience. basically. Her audience,
Yeah.
that's her audience. Her audience is hot Cheetos. Her audience is ramen noodles, and her audience is Birkin bags. That's her audience. And so, if that's what your audience is, if you get money because of that, you get paid on Instagram, you get paid on YouTube, or wherever you get paid. That's what your audience is. Okay, that seems like quick money. What about your long money? What's going to be your long money? That's how I think. So the whole
Exactly.
Birkin bag materialistic thing. I'm not materialistic at all. I like things because I like them. Yes, I like Jordans. I like Nikes and things like that.
And I like Air Max.
If I buy an expensive shoe with a heel on it, it has to be because it's very comfortable for my foot, because I'm not that type of person that just wear heels all the time, unless it's a special occasion. And so if I'm spending a lot of money on a product, then it has to be comfortable for me to wear all day long. Because I know there's some like anchor women and women in the workplace in general, like it don't even have to be the workplace. Raven, she wore heels on campus when I was a freshman. She wore heels on campus. I don't think she had a vehicle at that point, to all her classes. And I used to make fun of her about that. I used to say, "You got on those heels, blah blah blah." To me, I was admiring that, honestly.
Well,
And
we wore heels. That was a little thing for Ray Review. But I wanted to ask you this, going back to the hot topics, changing the subject from the Birkin bags and Saweetie. What do you think about Wendy Williams? Have you been watching her lately? She seems like she's on drugs or something.
I just think that she's getting older, and okay. I told you. All right, here I go with the optimistic benefit of that.
I know.
I can't shake it. But I don't know. See, Wendy Williams, she used to be so like, she was the it girl to go to for your interviews and things like that on TV in New York City. And like, I think she's trying to find herself. She just came out of that divorce, or the problems with her husband, and she has a child and things like that. So, and she was in that career. Some women are in the career their whole lives.
Kanaya,
Yes.
not to stop you, but I want to ask you this. Have you seen her recent shows? Like, I understand all this and she's getting older or whatever, but Whitney seems like she's on something. Like, I've watched her recent shows. She can't even complete a sentence.
Is somebody setting her up?
No.
Like, why would they let her go on TV like that?
I don't know. Doesn't she executive produce her own show? Because like she took it from her husband, so it's her.
Ooh, that's sad.
She needs to retire. I'll just say this: Wendy Williams needs to retire. It's as she's gone. I know she has the medical issues going on, but it seems like she is on something. I'm not gonna say she's on drugs, but something is wrong. She was talking about Rick Ross and said he got a lot of mansions, and I guess she meant a lot of money. She couldn't even get the sentence out. So it's like, what are you doing, ma'am? It's painful and cringy to watch Wendy Williams right now. And I hate it. And like, I watch YouTube a lot. And so her videos will come up and I'm like, God damn, I don't want to see no goddamn Wendy Williams. She can't even get her and her 6 people that she has in the studio with us or with her with masks on. That's too much.
I know. Dang. So I feel bad for her. I hope she has a backup plan. She doesn't have a backup plan because it's like this. She really needs a backup plan. Whoever is working with her and things like that, she really needs a backup plan so she can retire, because this is not a good look. You don't want your last image to be what it is, what her image is now. You don't want it to be like that, because that's what everyone is going to remember her as. They're not going to remember her as spunky Wendy Williams back from New York City.
Yeah, she used to be. It seems like just a year ago she was so sharp. Everything that she wanted in her career, that's what she was. And it's like it's just gone. And now she has to wear tennis shoes now because she has lymphedema, I guess, in her legs. Like, she has so much going on. If I were her, I would definitely take at least a break to get some rest and then maybe come back. But it's just it's sad because she's a media person. I know a lot of people in the media didn't like her, but I like Wendy Williams because that's where you can get the tea.
Yeah,
So
she had a lot of personality.
yeah, it's sad. So moving on from Wendy Williams, what else what else is going on in the media for you?
Um, I would probably say that, of course, the whole Tory Lanez situation. I haven't really heard many people
That
talking about
MF,
that. I
because you know I
didn't
want
watch.
to cuss.
I didn't watch his video. I'm a comment person. Videos. My attention span is too short to be watching videos. I go to straight to the comments. It was like 50-50. People were saying they believe him, and then you have the other people who say they believe Megan.
Her,
Yeah.
Megan.
So I don't know. I didn't watch his video. I didn't want to give it any views at all. So that was one
This
of the reasons why I didn't watch it.
this is my thing about Tory Lanez. Just a few months ago, he admitted to shooting her. So now he's denying it. He admitted and said he was drunk and he shot her. So I'm confused. I understand Megan was following the code of no snitching or whatever, but that's where it gets you into trouble as a black person. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you have to just say it because I best believe if I got shot, oh yeah, he shot me, him.
Right.
So
It's not about no snitching. You just hold
so
other people accountable
she
and you just
she
hold
said
yourself accountable.
she said she thought about it as in, at the time George Floyd, all that stuff was going on with black men. She didn't want him to end up as a black man shot. And so that's why she didn't say anything. But my thing is, you
That's
shot
stupid.
me. So to me, all that is out the window. You shot me because as a black woman, you didn't protect me. So I'm not going to sit here and protect you as a black man when you shot me. And it looked like she was shot as she was walking away. He shot her in the back of the foot. So it's like, what am I protecting you for? I'm walking away from the situation and I was shot. No, I'm gonna tell everything. You're gonna get sued. You're going to jail. F you. I don't give a damn about it.
I do see I mean I do understand what she's saying, that she wanted to protect him. She didn't want him to be another statistic and things like that. But girl, that is not your brother. That is not your husband. That
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She was loyal to the wrong people. And then her friend came and posted her little video and was saying a whole bunch of nothing. Pretty much talking to her. I did watch her friend's video. Her friend was saying that she she knows she needs to stay close to who she should have been staying close to. It was a whole bunch of
Mm-hmm.
stuff not making sense. She want to stay close to who she should have stayed close to, and she understand that she needed her time to herself, but now she's back with the people that she was previously close to. But we don't know if she's talking about the people that she was previously close to was before Megan. So a lot of people in the comments were saying that she was pretty much saying a whole bunch of nothing. All three of
Yeah.
them are just saying a whole bunch of nothing. They're not being truthful. And I'm like, are y'all trying to make money off of this during the quarantine? My mind always goes back to, are you just trying to make money because you're famous and this is what is going to sell the drama? I don't know, but if I was Megan, I wouldn't. It's not about, you're not snitching. You know what I'm saying? He need to be held accountable. If you're not going to
Yeah.
do it, if you're not going to abide by the law, the right way to do it, then where your Houston goons at, Megan? Why you didn't
Exactly.
why you didn't send somebody for him? I don't understand that. Like, come on now.
Exactly. And Artrell said, to be fair, he never said that he shot her. See, I thought he did. I thought he actually did admit it, and I thought he said he was drunk. But she said there are holes all in this entire thing. He just apologized for something and didn't say what. But I agree. I'm telling on you if you shot me, 100%. Exactly. So if you shoot me, I'm telling on you regardless. So I'm still a Meg the Stallion supporter. I don't know. I guess we will never know what happened in that situation, but in the end, she should have told. She should not have waited. But just like with rape victims, I'll say this: you can't tell them when they should feel comfortable with telling or reporting it.
Right.
So I guess for her, she felt compelled to do it a few months later. I guess when his people started putting out stories about her lying, that's when she wanted to tell it.
Yes.
So it's a lesson learned for her. And I hope in the near future, if something ever happens to this again, or happens to her again like this, God forbid it does not, she will be smarter and report it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I guess we can do one last topic. We've been on for an hour and 50 minutes. It don't seem like it's
Yes.
been that long.
No. I just want to say, the hot topic now is early voting, and then of course
Yes.
we're going into the election where you actually go vote on the day you're supposed to go vote. I'm going to early vote because I don't want to deal with those lines here in the district. So I'm going to do early voting, and it doesn't start for us here until the 26th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's Monday. Yep. It starts on Monday for us here. I know in Georgia that y'all have already done your early voting.
Yeah.
Is it still going on
Er,
now?
yeah. Early voting is from the 10th through the 30th. And so they do it up until the last Friday before the Tuesday election. So I already voted. I voted this past Tuesday. I wore my Tuskegee shirt. They were
Yay.
trying to give flu shots at the voting thing. I didn't get one. I will get one. I'm gonna get a flu shot. I usually I don't trust it, but with everything going on, I might as well. Maybe it'll help me from getting corona.
I don't know. I don't trust the flu shot. I just don't want to get the flu shot and then next thing you know, somebody in my house is getting sick.
Yeah.
Because of, I have a wonderful immune system. Let me knock on some
Yeah, let me knock on wood too, because I haven't been sick in years.
yeah, so I just yeah, but I will be early voting. So everyone make sure you go vote. If you know someone that needs help getting to the polls, help them get to the polls. Because we gotta, everybody needs to show up and do what you didn't do the last time for those people who did not vote, in 2016.
So yeah, our troll says, how do we feel about the debate? So
The
I
debate.
I didn't watch it all because as much as I love Biden, he just seemed like an old man. The the part that I was watching with him, he was like kind of stuttering a little bit. Trump is forever an idiot. Biden seems old. So I thought it was good that they debated. It was a lot better than their first one. So overall I liked it. I still feel like Biden won because he was getting Trump with some stuff. Even though he was stuttering, he was getting Trump with some stuff. What are your thoughts, Kania?
I think that the debate was very entertaining. I did not watch the previous ones, but I did watch this last one, and I had so many laughs from the debate. I only watched it because I knew that it was going to be very comical. But I
Mm-hmm.
do feel like Joe Biden. I do feel like Joe Biden. He had a lot of points. But the main thing that stuck out to me from the debate was when Donald Trump said, I'm the most
Yeah.
least racist person in this room. I'm like, so okay, tell us what we don't know. Like
So yeah, why not say I'm not racist versus I'm the least racist?
he
Because
is
I guess he was trying to imply that Biden is racist too.
yeah, yep.
But the thing is, though, we know what we're set up for, and my thing is this, because I know a lot of black people are independent now, and no, the myth is that we all vote Democratic. That is a myth. Um, as of today, there are a lot of independent black people, and some of us vote for both, depending on what the issues are. So, for me, it's a situation of choosing the lesser devil. For me, Biden is old. I do like the fact that he has Kamala Harris as his running mate. I love Kamala Harris. I understand that in California, the consensus is that she was harder on black criminals and she put a lot of black criminals away. But the thing is, though, she didn't directly do it. That was things that happened while she was in office as the attorney at that time. So I think Hannah said something. Yeah, exactly. But you're still racist. This is why we early voted last week. It's 9 days left. Exactly. Trump is definitely still racist. He would have put away the Central Park Five
Mm-hmm.
because he wrote a very racist article back then. And then in the first debate, he told the white supremacist groups to stand by and stand up, whatever he said, which is ridiculous. But he's never denounced the white supremacist groups that support him. So I can't support Trump.
This is what he does. He says a whole lot of stuff about nothing. Kind of what they're doing with the whole Meg Thee Stallion thing. They're saying a whole bunch of stuff, but they're still saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wants people to speculate what he's saying and pick different pieces based upon their own views. And so this is how he confuses a lot of people. He is very confusing. And so, nobody
Mm-hmm.
and people get bamboozled by him being confusing. He gives off a lot of mouth and lip service. That's everything that he
Yes.
does. He's trained that way because he was in the media. So he's
And
trained that
he
way.
was in business.
Yeah.
He's a
Yep.
businessman, and in business, because I'm a business major, you learn how to talk and support your claims. It's the art of war, so you learn how to present yourself. Hannah says Sunkiss must go. Not even just racist, just heartless. His wife and son had COVID, and he didn't even care or acknowledge. That is the truth. He
I didn't
was.
know. I didn't know his. I didn't know both of them had COVID too.
Yeah, Millennia had COVID. She announced it at the same time, and I assume Barron had it as well. Their little son that lives with them. So he has to get out of office.
Yeah.
It's and it's a lot of black people, and I think I mentioned this on a show prior. I don't know if it was on my own channel, but on another channel, I mentioned that I had a friend that was asking me why I voted and what are the tangible things that I get. The thing is, though, voting for the president, it only helps our community, it helps everybody, but I'm not only voting for the president, I'm voting for senators, I'm voting for ordinances in my county. So voting does a lot. And I stated this earlier, my great grandfather was the first black county commissioner for the state of Texas. And if you guys need to know what a county commissioner does, go and look it up. But he was put in place due to voting. And I'm going to continue to vote because black people fought for us to vote. And if our vote didn't count, there wouldn't be so much voter suppression in a lot of cities. So
exactly. Yep. I agree 100%. And so if if you're one of those people who say I don't vote or things like that, but you follow the laws, or if you question the laws, but how can you question law or you follow the laws and things like that, but you don't want to be a part of the decision making of that? Because if you vote, you potentially are a part of the decision making because the person that you vote for stands for the values that you may stand for. And so I definitely go vote. Take advantage of the early voting. Do not be a procrastinator. Don't procrastinate. Yep.
yes.
Things may happen on purpose at the very last minute because of those procrastinators. And if you're in a place where you can actually help other people get to the polls, then post it on your social media that say, hey, I'm going XYZ at this day and time. Does anybody want to carpool with me? If you feel safe doing that, if it's somebody that you know, not strangers, of course, because right now with everything going on, you don't want to invite strangers if your page is public or things like that. But if it's somebody that you know that needs help, definitely put it out there, and definitely I encourage you to vote and vote early.
Yep, and like Shahana said, our vote counts. If it didn't, they wouldn't try to win it over so much. Exactly. It's more than president on the ballots. Exactly. And that's what I just said. So I'm going to end it on this. Make sure you go out and vote. Your vote does count. I know there's an electoral college, but our vote counts. Hannah had one last thing. You can early vote on Sunday in Philly still. So Philly voters, make sure you go out and vote. This was fun, Kanea. I may go live tomorrow as well. I want to get content for our channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel, The Candy Shop. I will be adding the link on Facebook, and it'll be on YouTube as well. I'm going to be sharing and just support another Black woman trying to uplift our Black community. So again, good night, everybody. Kanea, did you have any final words?
No, I'm excited. Yeah, and I'm happy to be here.
And oh, thank you, Hannah. She said, enjoyed this, my beautiful Black women. Yes. And happy homecomings, Tuskegee University. Woo, 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 woo. TU, you know. The T, the U, the SKEEEG. I can't even say it. Tuskegee. But yes, yes. So goodbye, everybody.